We have a podcast, guys. Can you believe it? I have been wanting to do a podcast for literally the longest time, and I am going to tell you today uh, 4 reasons why I decided to start a podcast, what you can expect from this podcast, and 3 lessons you can apply to your own business. But before we get into all of that, if you do not know who I am, let me introduce myself quickly. I am Lola Seshat, also known as the Reality Priestess. I am a business strategist. I'm an intuitive. I'm a spiritual teacher first and foremost. And I am here to help spiritual entrepreneurs, spiritual practitioners align more deeply to their destiny, to their calling, and to make more money. So that is me. And I'm so excited. I cannot believe we're here because I have had so many false starts with this, guys. So many. But as I said, I'm going to share today why I have decided to start this. And I'm going to get straight into it because I think there are some important things that you might be able to glean from this as well, right? So, reason number one that I decided to start a podcast was because business has got very busy and life has got very busy. And these are all very good things, right? But I have a number of clients on the books. I have massive corporate client. Um, I have other corporate things going on. I have a baby that is nearly 6 months old. I have friends. I'm a trustee. I'm on a board of a local charity. Um, I'm a wife, right? I'm doing all of the things, and it really was starting to feel like I didn't have as much time for content. And you will know that I love Threads. Threads is a platform that has been so good to me, and I'm really glad that I followed the intuitive nudge to really go all in on that because I have built a very successful business just on the strength of Threads. But it was starting to feel heavy, like I wasn't really getting the time that I wanted to get on there and share my thoughts and talk with you guys, right? And I could see that that was going to have an impact uh, on my business later on down the line. So I wanted to get ahead of it. So that was really number one, right? But life was lifing, business was businessing, and I was starting to feel like I didn't have time, which might seem strange because a podcast is a commitment and is a lot of effort. But I'm going to explain a little bit why later on why um, it doesn't feel like that for me, right? So that's reason number one. Number two, which is sort of related to this, is my channel, and I am a channeler, right? You know, things come through me. My channel has literally exploded with ideas, with content, with ways of explaining business, spirituality, destiny, alignment. And I was really feeling like writing was slowing down my channel. Like I literally couldn't keep up with what was coming through, which was just resulting in a great degree of spiritual and practical frustration of like not being able to get out all of the things that I want to say. And one of the things I've learned about my spiritual gift is that I need to get it all out. You know, if I'm not getting it out, it's very much a use it or lose it situation, right? And it's been made very clear to me that I am a vessel for many higher concepts and knowledge that will expand consciousness and expand people's, quality of life. And so I need to get it out of me. Otherwise, I sort of feel the pain. It's like spiritual constipation, is how I feel. So I need to get it out. And I was really feeling frustrated that I couldn't get it out quickly enough. And I was starting to think that audio might be the way to do it. And some of this, I think, is definitely to do with the North Node being in Pisces, and my natal North Node is in Pisces. Now, I am a spiritual teacher of many different types of modalities. I will not call myself an astrology expert, but I know enough to know, and I have asked, and people have given me guidance that that sort of thing, having such a clear and open channel for many ideas is something that happens in this season, right? So I literally was feeling like I couldn't keep up with it, and so I needed another place where I could go deeper and really just allow my channel, to be honest. So these are really good problems to have, right? Let's be clear. These are good problems to have, and I'm very grateful, and I'm grateful for the opportunity of being able to share in this way with you, right? So reason number 3 was that, linked to the social media point, I was starting to feel frustrated with the ephemeral nature of social media threads. The fact that you can post something and then it just disappears from the ether in like a couple of days or even a few hours. And I was starting to feel like I was leaking energy. Sometimes clients will say, oh, you posted this and it really impacted me. And I literally had forgotten that I'd posted that. And some of that is to do with being a channel, right? I don't always remember everything that I share, but I just felt like it was becoming an energy leak, and what I was really looking for was a container, a repository to put all of these thoughts into and to organize them, and also allow them to be in a format that people can continue to benefit from them, because it's not just an energy leak for me using social media in this way, it is also for my clients and for my audience. And I had someone in my audience actually say that she was struggling to keep up with me. And that was a real wake-up call, actually, because I don't think I had really fully appreciated until that moment that there are a number of people who really do follow what I'm saying in quite a serious way. And I want to be able to structure my thoughts in a way that makes it easier for them to digest and apply, and that is my responsibility as a teacher, as I really want people to learn. That is my intention, and so I need to structure information and deliver it in a way that makes it easier for people to learn. So that was one of the parts of like the social media was frustrating me. But another part of the social media frustration was it just kind of feels a little bit of a negative place right now. And I mean, social media has also always had everything in it, right? It is a subset of humanity just expressing themselves. But given everything that is going on in the world, there is definitely a feeling of fear, of feeling disempowered. And if you know me, personal power is incredibly important to me, and is something that I like to transmit. But what I didn't want to do was add to the noise in a time when people are feeling very afraid. So that sort of made me want to kind of look elsewhere for how I can communicate my message. And the other thing is that, a short form platform like Threads, even if you do multiple threads, I don't feel is really a good place for teaching, right? So how I've really been using it is as a way to shift perspectives and create micro transformations for people, to catalyze people into a new state of awareness. But I don't always have time to go into the whys and wherefores and hows that underpin those perspectives. And actually, as I'm recording this today, Paul Scrivens, who is another coach, I don't know if he identifies as a coach, but we have interactions, and he chastised me, right, for not showing how with one of my pieces of content, and he's right, and part of that is because I feel like it's not always the best place to do that. So a couple of things I experimented with before coming to the idea of a podcast to kind of help me with this was, one, with my email list, which if you are not a part of my email community, you are very welcome to join. We have fun over there. I kind of moved away from doing weekly or sort of bi-weekly emails to wanting to do a monthly email series where I can go deeper with my subscribers on some deep spiritual truths that are going to help them align better to their destiny, to grow their businesses, etc. And I really do like that as a format. And what that taught me was that I can re-engineer my channel to work in a way that delivers more depth and with more direction and with more focus. Because one of the challenges I had and why I love Threads so much was that I could just post whenever the idea hit me. But now that I'm wanting to go deeper, because I am also growing as a teacher, and I'm growing in the kind of impact I want to deliver for people, is that I want to be able to do things more in advance. I want to sit with ideas for longer and really think about how I can communicate them in the best way. So the email series definitely was ticking a couple of those boxes. And the other thing I experimented with was actually starting my blog, which is now a newsletter archive, an archive of some threads and just some other posts, right? So these were like scratching a little bit of the itch of wanting to go deeper and sort of avoid this ephemeral nature of social media, right? To contain the energy rather than allowing it to dissipate. But it didn't feel like the perfect solution, right? Not the perfect solution. So the fourth reason that I wanted to start a podcast was because I looked at my goals for the business in terms of how many people I wanted to impact, my income goals, which, by the way, we will absolutely knock out of the park this year, right? Because I have decided and I can see the signs. But I wanted to achieve them not by doing more, but by being more strategic. And I could see that I wouldn't hit these goals in the way that I wanted to if I wasn't applying a lot of strategy, which will make sense to you guys because you know deep down I am a strategist. I am a strategist at heart. I look at everything from first principles, whether it's spirituality or whether it's business, right? So I started to think about how can I create more leverage, right? Because it is still primarily just me in this business. And so I still want to be sharing content and everything, but can I do it more strategically in a way that I'm getting more bang for my buck, right? Where it doesn't feel so heavy, where my content can be doing heavier lifting for me, right? And I really feel like a podcast gives you the ability to do that because people get to know you, that they know how you think. You are able to create a deeper, longer lasting transformation for people over a longer period of time. Yeah. And the other thing related to my income goals is I believe that if you want to receive more value, you need to offer more value. And that is the whole idea of an energy exchange, right? A value exchange is that you are offering what is inside you to other people. And I really wanted a platform that was going to allow me to deliver that value. As I say, I'm a teacher, so it's important to me that people get to learn, right? Those who really want to be taught. And so this allows me to also lead people more directly into my offers. And I was really feeling like social media wasn't the place to do that. I really have stopped selling on Threads because I just feel like you're not in the mindset of buying, at least I'm not. So, yeah, these are the reasons why I was like, I'm going to start a podcast. So now let me tell you what to expect from this podcast, right? And I haven't told you the name of it, but I'm sure that you can see it in the artwork or in the title somewhere. This podcast is called Spirit and Strategy, the business growth podcast for spiritual entrepreneurs. And I am incredibly excited about it because what we are going to be doing is we are going to be helping you grow through a combination of spirituality, energetics, and business strategy, which is right in my wheelhouse, in my sweet spot. I have been on a spiritual path for 30 years this year in April, and I have been a management consultant, business strategist, right, for 17 years this June. And I have been a business owner for 11 years, nearly 12. I think it's 12 years in September. So, guys, this is my special thing. I love to combine 3D and 5D, right? And I like to talk about money. You guys know this. So we're going to be talking about all of that here. And the way that I think I'm going to structure it is having some shows that are on growing the business, right, with strategy and the energetics and spirituality that underpin those strategies, right? And also some shows that are on growing the entrepreneur. So again, through spirituality, through mindset, through personal development, which I think are also very, very important. So yeah, I really think I am going towards a podcast first strategy, which is allowing me, practically speaking, to sit with my channel more deeply, to think about how can I best help you with your spiritual business and your spiritual life and your destiny alignment in an episode, right? And allow myself to channel in that way and make that the foundation for other content that I do, whether it's threads, emails, blogs, right? I'm still going to be cutting up in threads, being ad hoc and sharing perspectives as they come through, but I really feel like this is going to give me a container for my energy and my perspectives and my channel in a way that I haven't really had and committed to before. So my intention, right, for this podcast is to help as many spiritual entrepreneurs and spiritual practitioners as possible to make more money, right? Why? Because when we are not making money, it becomes very difficult for us to do the work that we are called to do so hard. And I wake up thinking about this, worrying about this, knowing that I can help people with this, right? You know, it's really interesting. Someone asked a question about what was going on in your life the last time the North Node was in Pisces, right? And I went back and I thought about this, and I was a Christian, right? Because I was a spiritual teacher when I was a Christian as well, best believe. The calling is without repentance. So I was teaching the Bible, and I was going through this phase whether I was deciding whether or not to forgo my career. Yeah, I was at university at the time, to not go down a career path and instead teach the Bible full time, right, to students. And I ended up building a career for myself. But even then, I remember having this sort of this pull, this feeling of knowing that spiritual people needed to make money. And I'm really glad that I went down the path of building a career for myself and understanding wealth, money, how it's made, the components of value from both a strategic and spiritual perspective, so I could teach other people. And all of the things that I was coming up with then in the way that I would teach and stuff is really what is now being shown and demonstrated. It's so interesting to see that this calling has been with me for so long, right? And it's just now manifesting itself in a very different way. So, yeah, that is what to expect from this podcast. I hope you're excited. I am very excited to be delivering it. I'm looking forward to recording these episodes. I have so many ideas, so many things to talk about. So finally, before we wrap up, I want to give you a few things that you can take away for your own business, right? I've talked about me enough today, and in future episodes, I'm really going to be talking about you. And so here are a few lessons that you can take away for yourself. So the first one I want you to think about is, if you want to receive more money, abundance, income into your business, through your business to you, right? You want more. Really think about how you can give more. And this isn't about doing more, yeah? This is about how you can serve more, create more impact, help people more deeply in exchange, right? There are lots of ways to make money, but I really believe in the spiritual, energetic power of exchange. So that's something I want you to think about. How can you give more? The second lesson is I want you to know that you can change, right? You can evolve. You can decide that you want to do something different in terms of how you create traffic and create content for your business. And this is something I really had to sit with because I have been a Threads girl, but I've built this business on Threads and email, right? And I feel loyal. I'm a Taurus, so your girl is loyal. And I had to really come to the realization that it's okay for me to expand and to grow and to try different things. And the importance of my business model, my business strategy, my content strategy aligning with who I am now and where it is that I'm trying to go, right? And so I just want you to take this as a permission slip for yourself to know that you can grow, you can evolve, and you can change. Yeah? So the third lesson that I want you to take away from this is learning how to create leverage for yourself in your content or elsewhere in your business, right? So it's doing more of the heavy lifting. You want your spirit and your energy to be working in a way that doesn't allow you to be drained physically, emotionally, right? And that is all about leverage. You can create more, not by having to do more, but by creating more leverage, right? So I hope that was helpful and interesting for you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in future episodes. If you have some specific things that you want me to cover, I am welcome and open to suggestions. You can email me. You can DM me. If you are not part of my email community, I highly encourage you to join because we are going very, very deep over there. And you can join my email community by visiting therealitypriestess.com/subscribe, right? So until the next one, stay aligned, stay strategic, and see you in the next one.